Hello, thank you for listening to and watching You at Options. This episode, I have Tony, lead singer and guitarist for the very good Brooklyn, New York-based band Tired Radio. Great talk. We discuss the afterlife. We discuss goings on in Tired Radio. Just all around good talk with my bud. Make sure you go check out. Excuse me. Go check out Tired Radio on Instagram. They're at tired_radio. Go listen to their music wherever you consume music. Just enjoyed it. Make sure you go follow You at Options at You at Options on most things. Just excited to be here, and I think we got some cool stuff going on for this year. Yeah, but please, I hope you enjoy this episode with Tony. Great talk, great band, great guy. Enjoy. Tony, thanks for joining me.
Michael, it's good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a couple months, and I missed that good face of yours.
Thank you. we hung out in New York a little bit.
Yeah,
with the Good Friend boys and the Make War gentlemen.
That's a tour I'm incredibly jealous that I only got to be a very small part of. I wish I could have been on that whole run with you guys. I love all you guys, you know?
Yeah, it was fun.
I bet.
What has been going on in the Tired Radio land?
Just trying to sort out 2024, dude. Being in a band is like I am not like much of like a planner in life. I'm more of a just like spur of the moment type of person, and that is like the antithesis of being in a band. You need to like plan. Yeah. Like most bands already have their entire fucking year planned out, and I'm just like way far behind. So we got a record coming out later this year, so I'm sorting that out. Finally getting around to artwork for that, and just trying to plan a few tours. And I'm moving to Philly in like 2 weeks, so I'm just like, I'm just like busy on that front. So, yeah.
Damn.
What? Yeah, it's busy time for me.
What is there a main reason to move to Philly?
Man, I'm just in a rut here.
Like
I've been in New York for like 15 years now, and I never thought I'd leave ever, but I just I got a great job opportunity to go work for my friend's record label out there, Creep Records. Shout out Creep Records. So I'll get to work in music instead of doing some bullshit service industry job out here. And my rent is it's literally going to be half the price of what I'm paying now. And it's like a full house. And here I live in like a small apartment. So and I just love Philly. I've been talking about moving to Philly, I think, since like 2015. I've just been like, I would always say, I want to move to Philly one day. So I just finally got, I got the job offer to like work for Creep, and just all timed out right. I was like, let's go. And it's close enough to New York because I have so many ties here still, so I can go back and forth relatively quickly. And I think it'll be a good new fresh start for me.
Yeah, it seems like the small amount of time I've spent in New York, it just seems like the city never stops moving, Yeah, if that makes sense. Like, even if you're like, fuck, I need like a little bit to breathe, it's like
Nope.
it's on full throttle at all
As we
times.
say in New York, go fuck yourself.
There you go.
You
Yeah, that's
don't
what
get no room to breathe.
New York says that back to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough, dude, like to be really good about saving money throughout my life. So I built up a nice little savings, and then because I haven't worked, I quit my job back in July of 2023 or June of
Damn.
2023 to go tour Europe with my friends in UberU,
Yeah.
and then I ended up, staying out in Europe for a little bit longer than I expected. I was there for I think like almost 2 months or something. And then I got back to New York, and I was like, I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I really don't want to go. I really don't want to go back to working some bullshit job I don't care about. So I was able
Yeah.
to just. I haven't had a job since then, and I've really fucking blown through most of my savings, which sucks.
Shit.
But
Yeah.
it's been nice to be fun employed, and just kind of
Yeah.
work on music. I've been working on like a solo emo album that I'm hoping to finish
Okay.
up this year as well. So I've had a lot of time on my hands to do a lot of introspecting and and then this Philly thing, I was just kind of waiting. You leave it up to the universe to throw you a bone every now and again, and it
Yeah.
kind of just guides you, and this Philly thing just kind of fell into place, and
Nice.
I'm fucking scared as hell, man. Like it's weird to think about being almost 40 and starting over in a new place where like I don't know. I have to look at Google Maps to get around, and I don't have my
Mm.
local pizza joint, and I don't have this. But I think it's going to be like the punch in the face that I need right now because I'm just too stagnant here.
I feel you. That's
Yeah.
uh do the other Tired Radio guys live in New York?
They're all in New York. They're all staying in New York. It's going to be a bit of a change because we meet up now weekly for rehearsal,
Yeah.
but that's going to be a once a month thing now down in Philly
Yeah.
because I'll have a studio down there. So instead of like a 2 to 3 hour rehearsal every week, we'll do like a full day of hanging out down in Philly once a month to get
Oh,
shit
nice.
done. And I'm also excited about that change too, because like these like little 2 to 3 hour rehearsals we do, we spend half the time dicking around and don't get much done. But if there's like this time limit where it's like we're only meeting once a month now, so let's make it count. I
Yeah.
think it's going to be helpful for the band as well. Also, sidebar: this is the first podcast I've ever done where I'm not a little drunk. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm drinking water over here.
Wow.
Trying to clamp down on that element of my life as well too. So I feel a bit awkward, but I hope I
Uh,
don't come off that way.
no, man, I'm not. No, I'm similar. It's uh, it's just anxiety or whatever. Just being like, just like fuck, just like does that sound dumb? Do I sound weird right now?
Dude, a
Even
hundred, a
even
hundred
before this
percent.
podcast, I was talking to you. I was like, fuck, does this sound okay? Just this microphone or whatever. Or it's just like, you just ate up with it
Yeah,
from times.
you can get real lost in your head. I mean, I actually stopped listening to the podcasts I do after like the third one
Yeah.
because it would send me down like a dark hole where I was like,
Right.
I thought I sounded like such a fucking idiot in every one. So now I don't even listen anymore. But
No.
it's fun to do them. It's fun to
Yeah, it's great.
chat with good people.
Yeah, I've that's the reason why I started this thing was just to like talk to people that I like. It's
Yeah.
I've used this before, but it's like if I didn't have a podcast and I just hit you up, I was like, hey, do you want to just like talk on the phone for like 45 minutes? You'd be like, I don't know. I don't really know you that well, so I don't know. Maybe you
Yeah,
would want to
no,
talk,
a
but
hundred.
it's easier for the podcast. Yeah.
You can hide behind the podcast. You could as a way to connect with people, which is it's beautiful, man. Because it
Yeah.
is true. Like you and I have only met once before, right? Just
I
that one
think so.
time,
Yeah.
and yeah, and
Yeah.
but I immediately felt like I've known you for fucking ever, dude. Which is the beauty about this scene, and like, um, Yeah, if you hit me up and you're like, "Hey, Tony, let's have an hour-long conversation on
Just
the phone."
talk on the phone.
I mean, there's nothing weird about that, and I would love to, but it would be a little awkward, right? Like to say that to someone. I don't
Right.
know, but we could do that here and then put it out to I don't know how many viewers you got, but
I don't. I don't know either. Yeah. Well, it's like the same thing where it's like you just kind of put your thing out into the world and hope somebody hears you ringing your little bell of the
yeah,
whatever you're creating. And looking at numbers and stuff. I don't have like crazy numbers or anything like that, but I don't
who
get
cares, man?
caught up in. Yeah.
Yeah, too many people give a shit about the number element of things. And to me it's just like, why bother? Don't
Yeah.
even, that's not why you're doing this. If it is why you're doing this, then maybe do something else. But
Right.
yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's good to grow. It's nice to see the numbers
Yeah.
grow, but I mean, also in this day and age, numbers don't mean shit because they can all be faked.
Yeah.
So it's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Are you
It's weird.
playing in a band, dude, or are you not playing?
Kinda. I'm my band, the Handsome Scoundrels. We're kind of starting to think about doing more stuff again.
Yeah,
Uh,
cool.
yeah, but I've a similar situation. I was living in Mobile, Alabama. I don't know if you've been through there near New Orleans.
I spent like a month in New Orleans,
Okay.
one of the wildest months of my life, but I don't
Oh
think
yeah.
I've ever been to Alabama. Um,
Okay.
Ever. I know you're in Birmingham now,
I'm in
right?
Birmingham, Alabama right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hear nothing but cool shit, and there's a dude on Instagram who has like asked me to come through there. He said he wants to book us and stuff. So I mean, I'm hoping to come through. I mean, I'd love to see you too.
Hell
Maybe
yeah.
our bands could play a show together or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never been through there, but I've heard one of my favorite comedians is from Alabama, and he it's pretty funny stories about growing up there.
Which comedian?
His name is Whitmer Thomas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know
I
him?
know that
Yeah,
guy. Yeah, he's
he's
good.
funny, man.
Yeah, he did. He filmed that special at this place on the beach called Floribama, like the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alabama Florida line.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he's great.
his story is pretty rad, and he's like a punk emo kid too. So he combines that shit
Yeah,
with his comedy. It's just it hits me. It's a
yeah,
little it's a niche, but it's a niche that I'm a part of. So
yeah. Uh, do people tell you that a lot about like y'all's music? Like, oh man, because you get it just from the outside looking in, it seems pretty personal. Like at least the
oh
lyrics.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so, do you get messages from people being like, "Hey, man, I feel this. This hit me."
Dude, more than I ever thought in a
Yeah,
million years that I would. I mean, I can't. I've lost count at this point. I mean, I remember the
yeah.
first like 20 I ever received. I was like, this is
This
wild.
is crazy.
Yeah, and it's still the coolest feeling in the world to get a message like that. Like, hey, this song really connects with me. This song really helped me. This song saved my life. This whatever. Um, you know, I've been the other I've been the guy like writing that to people
Right, for
before.
sure. Yeah,
I
same. Yeah,
never, like I never thought I'd be on the receiving end of such a wonderful and beautiful human connection and compliment. So yeah, I've gotten them. Some of them have been really personal and really long and beautiful, and I've had
and you're just like, "Hey, man, I can't read all like TLDR."
I'm like, TLDR, sum this shit up,
Yeah,
motherfucker. Don't ever send me 5 paragraphs again.
Do you know who you're messaging right now? Yeah, nah.
No, yeah, no, it's really beautiful, and it's I don't know, it's why I do this thing. I like never intended even to put my music out into the world. It was like that was kind of forced on me by a good friend of mine.
Yeah,
And that's how this all started. But it was, it is very, very, very deeply personal, and very real. I don't really fucking, and I think sometimes I listen to bands and they have such a beautiful poetic way of saying things And I'm like, man, I wish I could write like that, because I'm very
Yeah.
matter of fact with my words. It's like there's no like artsy way of,
Ambiguity,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
artsy
yeah.
fartsy. Yeah,
Exactly. It's like, no, this is how I'm feeling. Here it is. There's no other way you can interpret this. But I think it's worked for us. It works for us. It's just how I write, and I've grown to accept it. I can't wish to be someone other than what I am.
right. Well, I saw y'all play at Fest. And I think we talked about this whenever we were up in New York. But you guys, I don't want to ruin a live surprise for anybody, but you guys had
Spoiler
like one of
alert.
spoiler one of the most like beautiful might be too heady or too heavy of a word, but you guys going into like Iris during live, I'm like, this is fucking incredible.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad. It's like I feel like people are in one of two camps, and they're either like they love it and they're like, this is fucking incredible, or they're just like, fuck this band.
Oh,
Like,
dude.
yeah, dude, I just remember like the first time I pulled that cover out was for an acoustic show with Jose from Make War, actually.
Yeah.
And it went over so well. The entire place was fucking screaming it, and I almost got choked up. It was like such a beautiful moment, because I do love that song so
Oh, it's
dearly.
a perfect song.
Oh my god, it really truly is a perfect song. And when I say
Yeah.
that, because our band name is named after a Goo Goo Dolls song, but like, that element of Goo Goo Dolls was kind of the tail, like the Iris time for Goo Goo Dolls was like the last good Goo Goo Dolls. I'm mostly like earlier Goo Goo Dolls stuff, but
Yeah.
Iris like still is the most beautiful song, man. It's perfect. And but I remember I pulled it out acoustic in Germany and in Switzerland and Europe last summer,
Yeah.
and I just got death stares, dude. Like, not a single person singing along, like,
Yeah.
just looking at me like, who the fuck is this
What
guy?
is this?
And I realized, like, oh damn, I guess the song doesn't carry the same weight in Europe as it does. I just thought
Yeah.
it was internationally a fucking mega hit,
You would think.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but they don't take too kindly to it out there. So, but I'm glad you enjoy it, dude. And we'll keep doing that for as long as we can, because I
Hell
love
yeah.
singing that.
It's great, man. Yeah, it's like what did Goo Goo Dolls do to Norway and Europe, you know?
Yeah, exactly, dude. Maybe they stubbed them on like a tour, so maybe they were supposed to come through. I don't know. I don't know what made everyone in fucking Zurich collectively decide to hate the Goo Goo Dolls, but man, oh man, that's a tough feeling when you're on stage, especially acoustic, dude. When you're just there
it's
by
just
yourself.
you up there. Yeah.
God, I hate it. These are the things that lead me to fucking being a drunk. It's just like trying to get through those moments, dude.
Right. Well, it's like it's the equivalent. Like, I don't know how comedians like can bomb and like continue, because I would, but you weren't bombing, but it's like the
No,
closest thing a
it
musician,
felt like it. Yeah,
acoustic musician could get. Yeah, of
I
just
don't.
like no reception.
I'll see a friend of mine like do stand up, like a open, what do they call that, open mic comedy
Yeah.
shit, and they'll bomb, and I as an audience member feel awkward for them,
Yeah.
So I can only imagine, but I think it comes down to the individual, dude. Like, that particular friend like doesn't give a shit if he bombs, like,
Yeah.
it is like totally, in fact they like in it, they're just like all about it. They're like, well, but I'm not like, I mean, I'm very heady, dude. So I'm always overthinking. Oh, even if we're playing a great show and like most people are fucking having a good time, I'll focus on the one person with their hands in their pockets with their face looking like they're pissed, and I'll just be like, oh fuck, we suck.
Yeah. Gosh, man. Yeah. It just one. Yeah. It goes back to like looking at numbers and stuff. It's like one bad YouTube comment or whatever, and you're like, from somebody without a profile picture, it's just like H. I was like, what the fuck? Why H? What can we do to fix this? Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind the hundreds of really great compliments you're getting. You're gonna
Yeah,
focus on that one person who's telling you that you suck, and it's sad. But it's
yeah.
I think I've gotten better with dealing with it over the years, and I think
I
it just comes with practice. Just like
yeah. I
you start to give less of a fuck. You start not needing that outside validation as
mm,
much when you're just like, I know what I'm doing is good.
right.
I believe in it, and if you don't, then I'm sorry. There's a billion other fucking bands, so go listen to one
Right.
of them.
There's there's a video of us playing our first fest, and there's some dude in front of the camera, and you can see him just shake his head and like walk
Mm,
away. I was like, ah,
that hurts so
can't
bad.
can't make them all happy. But it's a great video. It's just like a comedic, just like it just like steps away. Just like okay,
Those are the moments you have to embrace, man. Like take that clip and use it in a music video or something. Like
yeah,
we got a really scathing review on our first record when we put it out,
yeah,
and it was like so scathing that everyone that read it like said like it just felt like the reviewer had like a personal
a
vendetta
beef.
with me.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it was like they were just coming at me for some reason, and like I ended up using a clip of it, like a little quip from it, as our Spotify bio for a long time. And like we sent her a shirt in the mail, and we were like, "Hey, thanks for," like I don't know, just
yeah.
have fun with stuff like that because what else are you gonna do, man?
Yeah, it's it's who cares? Like what we're fucking it's punk rock and we're talking we're not
Hey man,
high
we're all gonna be dead soon enough anyway. It
that's
doesn't
right,
matter.
man.
It
We're all gonna
doesn't matter.
we're all gonna be shot out into space or whatever happens
Yeah,
whenever you die.
yeah, exactly. I'm excited.
Yeah. Do you
I'm
have
here for it.
I don't want to get too dark or anything, but
Hmm.
what are your personal thoughts on the afterlife?
Great question,
That's pretty. I
dude.
didn't even expect to answer that until we started, or ask that until we started talking like this. Yeah.
Man, I was actually, I've listened to a lot of your episodes before, and I was like, all right, we probably won't get too deep on this. So, some podcasts they dive real deep into this
Well,
shit, but here we are
yeah,
asking the ultimate question, dude. What happens
yeah,
when you die?
yeah.
Um, um, what do I believe? So for most of my life, I was certain 100% that nothing, you're just dead. Blackness,
Hmm.
goodbye,
Right.
I was 100% sold on that until in 2017, I had a really wild experience where my dead grandmother came to visit me. We won't get it deep. That story will go for way too long, but I'll just leave it there. And I always said, like, I went to bed that night an atheist and then kind of woke up just a confused motherfucker. Because I was just like, what the fuck does happen? So, as far as I know, I think that maybe some bit of your energy or the concept of a soul or whatever it is might exist in some way in the ether. I don't believe in I'm not a religious person. I don't believe in God or anything like that. I sing about that often.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that I believe anymore that you just die and that's it after the experience I had, but I wouldn't be too mad about it if that was. I mean, I was dead
Yeah.
for like billions of years before I was alive, and it
It's
didn't
true.
bother me one bit, and it seemed pretty comfortable. So yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. What about you, Michael? What are you got any deep fucking opinions on
I
it?
don't know. So yeah, like I grew up Catholic
Hmm.
because my parents and stopped believing that stuff in like beginning of high school, normal.
Yeah, very same story here, dude.
Yeah, where it's just like I don't know. This seems it seems like there's a scheme going on here. Like,
Yeah, especially when you go to a Catholic church and it's just like the money box going around, and it's all like
yeah,
it's all bullshit.
yeah, and also like fuck, man. And you get into I've got friends who grew up like evangelical, and like that's even like crazier of like
Yeah.
that's the real like donate all your money to so that the guy at the top, we're all winning if the guy at the top's winning,
Right.
that's
Yeah,
that
totally.
sort of mentality. But I don't know, so i I don't think there's a god, like how it's like a white bearded dude at the top of the cloud steps. I don't know. I don't know what's out there. I'm kind of I was similar to where I was like, there's no God, there's nothing. And then but similar where it's like in recent years, just weird stuff has happened to where it's like, fuck, made me think more of like there's gotta be something else. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
It sounds like we're on a very similar trajectory here, dude. And because that's, I mean, yeah, that's my exact stuff. I mean, I grew up going to religion. You know, my
Yeah.
family was Catholic, but I mean, not that they
Yeah.
were super Catholic. We went to church
Not my
every now
yeah,
and
same.
again, and
Same.
but you know, somewhere around like 13, 14, I was like, there is no fucking God. Religion's a
Right.
joke. All these priests are out here fucking touching little boys and collecting your money,
Yeah.
and you know, and then
Yeah.
and I remained that way for many, many years of my life until my mid 30s when I had that one experience that really just kind of shook me. And now it's yeah, it's just questionable. You know, I think about death and sing about. I mean, almost every single one of my songs is about death. I think about
Right.
it often, man, and like really, I'm trying not to like get too dive too deep into it because it is something I could talk about for like deeply for like days straight. Because
Right.
it's a wild world we live in where we are conscious that we know that there's going to be an end to this thing, which is just
Yeah.
it's insane. Like and nobody
Yeah.
really, you know, thinks. I think if you truly understood that, if you truly thought about it, you would lose your fucking mind. Why would you do anything in this life? You know, if there's really literally no point. But
There's no
I like to
point. Yeah.
think we are our own gods. We make our own, like we
Mm,
make our lives. We give it definition and like just live your life the best way you can. Don't hurt people. Be a good person. Fucking help other people. Make as
yeah.
many meaningful connections as you can, and have a good fucking time, man. Experiment with things. Get out of your goddamn comfort zone and just like there you go. Then we'll see you on the other side. Maybe. I hope
Yeah.
so. I hope to see you, man.
I
Maybe we
hope.
can have
Yeah.
a podcast number 2 in the next life.
In the astral plane, we'll do another podcast, Tony. But
I
yeah,
love
I
it,
don't.
man.
There's just like this might be explainable somehow, but I don't know. I've just had like friends pass away from like cancer or
Mm-hmm.
accidents or whatever, and like I'll just pull my phone out just like to do something normal, and like I'll unlock it, and it'll be like I've selected their name as like a text message or something. Just weird
Right.
shit, like little shit like that can probably easily be explained, but you know.
I mean, it's like, yeah, it's like, what are the odds of that happening? You know, is that you could look at that as like, oh, this has got to be a sign of some sort, right?
Right.
Or you know, a scientist or something would sit here, or a I can't say that.
Statistician.
Whatever would sit here and fucking just completely debunk that, right? They'll be like,
Right.
that's. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're never gonna know until we know. So you
Yeah.
might as well just like keep on trucking, keep on living the best life you can, right?
Yeah.
And hope to meet up with those friends in the after, man. I mean, I've lost a good number of friends to drugs, and
Oh
cancer, and
yeah.
freak accidents as well, and
Yeah.
it's really sad, and I miss them dearly. And
Yeah, man.
you know, I like the thought. I think it's comforting to think that they're around. You know, hey guys, what's up? But
Yeah.
but who knows, man? Who really knows? There, I
And
also do. There's part of me that believes in eternal return. I don't know if you're familiar with that concept, but like where we're kind of just destined to live the same life on repeat over and over and over again,
okay.
and that kind of scares shit out of me because this life has not been very kind. So
What is this
it's
like Groundhog's Day, or is this isn't
it's
reincarnation? This is
it's it's sort of a Groundhog's Day situation.
yeah.
But I forget. I don't know if it's Kierkegaard. I forget the philosopher who coined eternal return. Fuck. I don't know. I would say when we get off today, just like type that shit into Google. Look up eternal return and like the concept of amor fati, which is just like acceptance and love of one's fate. Which because you have to love your own fate because you're gonna be living it on repeat for the rest of your existence in this universe. Yeah, it's all that philosophical wormholes you can go down. I used to dive in too deeply, but these days my brain feels very fried.
I feel you. Yeah, it's always fun to go down like paradoxes and stuff like that. Like,
Dude, it's
I don't
amazing
know.
how much there is to learn. I said this to my roommate the other day, is like the thing
Yeah,
that bothers me the most is I'll never get to learn everything.
yeah,
Like just like even like the just like we're in a subculture of punk rock and like
right.
my roommates have no idea what the like they're not in it at all and they, like so they don't know that, but like like my one roommate likes like internet culture, which I don't even know what that means, but like that's a subculture I could learn about. Or like there's people who go to fucking vacuum cleaner conventions. They it's like I could learn, like I would like to learn about that. Like there's so many different things you can be into in this life, and there's no time.
Is
I mean,
that
I've been unemployed for fucking 7 months, and I still haven't learned nearly as much as I wish I could have. I've gone down some wormholes, but there's way more to dive into.
yeah, and it depends on you can go down. I don't know if there's a wrong rabbit hole, but there's ones that probably like
There's ones
are.
that start with a Q that you might.
Oh shit! Yeah, not don't do that one. Yeah, or do that one. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life.
I mean, I've
Uh,
enjoyed reading about that shit because it's bonkers, and
it's pretty wild.
yeah, it's fucking nuts. But yeah, I'm not gonna touch that.
What?
That shit's nuts. You do you, or please don't do that if that's the direction you're going.
if that's you, probably don't do that one. But
Yeah.
what is so you're you're thinking about putting out a solo record? Is this your first solo record?
Well, it's really it's a hard decision to make, man, because Tired Radio started as a solo thing,
Mm.
and
Okay.
Tired Radio is still just like a moniker for me and my son. Like I still do all like the songwriting for Tired
Yeah.
Radio. So it's become this thing where I'm thinking about this record like, well, do I just release this under Tired Radio, even though like because now Tired Radio has kind of become something else, So it's like, do I release this under Tired Radio because there's already a following for Tired Radio, and it's still like Tired Radio was always meant to be anything that I did, but I don't know if that's the right move. So I'm not sure. I haven't
Yeah.
made my mind up yet. It might come out under as a Tired Radio release and just be like
Mm.
completely out of left field as just like a one-off recording project, album, whatever. Or I might just full on put another band together and name it something else and do that. That's kind of, I haven't had the time to really sort that out yet because
Yeah.
I've been bogged down with like our new record, the actual newest Tired Radio record
Right.
coming out this year, and just like getting all those tracks finished and getting all the like. I always wait till the very last minute to worry about art and figure that all out. So, and I'm like, as a visual artist, I'm terrible. So it's always like a scramble to try to figure out what's the art? What's the name of the record gonna be? What's the art? And like, I have such a hard time with decisions like that
Ah,
because it's forever, you know. Like whatever I call this record is the name of the
it
record. I
exists.
can't,
Yeah.
you know, I can't change it unless I pull some Taylor Swift type shit and like
Mm.
re-release it under a new name and call
Tony's
it
version. Yep.
Tony's version, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I love the patterns cover. I was gonna bring
yeah,
that up.
dude, thank you.
That's a sick cover.
So that's, you know, that was so last minute, man. I was just like in a hole of like, what is this cover going to be? And then I was just
Yeah.
like going through Instagram artists. I found myself
Yeah.
on the explore page under like artists. And I was like just scrolling through. And then I came across that. And it just, it's like one of these when you know, man. It just struck
Right.
me. I was stuck on it. And I was like, at
Couldn't look
first
away.
I thought it was so grotesque. I thought it was jarring, but in the best way. I was like, you know, now I look at it, it morphs. The longer you look at it, it becomes beautiful. I found that to be so fitting for the record because the record is grotesque and jarring. It's about my most disgusting inner turmoil and my
Yeah.
deepest darkest demons. And then but like it's beautiful, you know, because its vulnerability is beautiful.
Yeah.
So I just thought that this has to be the record cover. Like it just
Yeah.
fit so well. And so I reached out to that dude on Instagram, Carl Beasley, and I was like, "Hey man, like, you know, I'd love to use this image as my record cover. You know, what would that cost?" And he was the sweetest motherfucker. He was just like, "It's been a dream of mine to have my art on an album. You can just have it."
What?
Yeah, yeah. So that again, like what I said earlier in this pod, that the universe kind of, if you give the you open yourself up to allow the universe to give you things, it will. And I think that's one of them. Same thing with the Lousy Thanks cover, dude. I was in the exact same boat where the record was done and I was like, what am I going to do for this cover? And I was stressing for like a week trying to figure it out. And then a friend of
Yeah.
mine was like, hey bud, got some film developed from over the summer, thought you might like it. And he sends me these two photos that were so fitting for for the concept of the record, because it's like
Yeah.
this photo of me at a party with like this fake smile on my face. I had to go to the emergency room shortly after that photo was taken. I was in the worst pain of my life, but I was faking the smile and faking having fun because like everyone at the party was like, what's wrong with you? You're usually fun. And I was like hiding in a bedroom. So it
Yeah.
just fit like the concept of Lousy Thanks so much. And I was like, thank you, universe. This is like that. So I'm kind of in that place right now where I'm like, I need another fucking, I need some art here, bro.
I think
Can you send me some art?
something you'll go 3 for 3. Something will happen.
Yeah, no, I have faith. I just need it to happen soon because we need to wrap this up.
Do you guys record at the same places in New York, or do you use the same
um
people over and over?
Typically, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Patterns was and we recorded it in Jersey at this studio called Gradwell House with Matt Weber.
Okay.
And then for Lousy Thanks, we went a bit of a different route. I wanted to do some pre-production on the songs, and you know, Weber didn't do that with us on the first record, so I like started reaching out to some other engineers that I know, um, who have done records that I've liked, and
Yeah.
we landed up with this dude Gary Sione, who's become a dear friend of mine. He's also in New Jersey.
Nice.
He did like the Hot Mulligan EP and
Okay.
a bunch of other records, and so we recorded it there. But when he was supposed to do everything, the mixes and stuff, but when I got the mixes, Matt just has like a certain mixing style that just he knows exactly what I like
Yeah.
for our records. And so, you know, I love Gary. He did an incredible job on the record, on recording it, and sometimes you just need to work with the team of people. And so we sent the record to Matt, the EP and the LP, to Matt to do the mixes. So it's kind of this dream team combo now of Gary and Matt, and they sound phenomenal, man. I'm very, very happy with the way they came out. I mean, I'm stoked. I'm really nervous for people to hear the new shit because it's a bit different, like not drastically or radically different, but like there's some of it leans way more heavier into like that 90s alternative Goo Goo Dolls shit that I love. And then like,
Okay.
but then, you hit the next track button and there's a full on like fucking math rock. So it's like,
Okay.
it's all over the place, but still very cohesive. I'm very proud of it, dude. It was the best that I could
Nice.
do. So,
I
it is what it is.
Yeah, I think, it'd be silly if you guys like didn't grow. Or not silly, but it'd just be like, okay, you know, you guys
Yeah,
are doing the thing.
I've never wanted to make the same record twice. Like I
Yeah.
like the cut, like I like when bands experiment a bit. And again, like this isn't. I can't even. I don't want to like. It's not drastically different, but
Right.
there's a song on the record called "Hope in the Haze" that like is the weirdest song I've ever written in my life. It's a weird song, but like it's still Tired Radio. Like it's still very much
Yeah.
cohesive with what we've put out already. It's just a little bit. It's growth. That's it. I mean, you gotta keep growing and keep doing things. Who knows, man? Maybe LP3 is gonna be a fucking hip hop record. I don't know. Whatever, whatever
There
comes
you
out,
go.
comes out, dude. I've been known to
Yeah.
dabble in a little hip hop, so
Have you made any rap songs or anything?
I have, dude. Yeah,
Right on.
I was. I used to freestyle a lot in like elementary school and
Of
junior
course.
high
Oh yeah.
school. And then I've made some rap songs. I've made some funny joke rap songs, and I've made some very serious rap songs.
Yeah.
But not that those will ever see the light of day. I'll send you. I'll send you. I'll
Okay.
send you.
I'll listen to them. Yeah. That was one of my first groups was me and my buddy Daniel. We had a rap group called Pump Action, and
Sick. Love it.
yeah, it was everything was on MySpace, and I'm a little grateful that MySpace like deleted all their servers or whatever the
Yeah.
hell happened to where those don't exist anymore. But
I
yeah.
agree, man. I had a project on MySpace called A Hospital Love Scene, and it was just like it was acoustic guitar, but I didn't play guitar yet, so I was playing acoustic guitar on a MIDI keyboard on
Oh my
GarageBand.
goodness. Woo, Tony.
And it was so bad, and like I'm so glad that that's wiped clean off the internet. Like I mean, I like tried to find it. I wanted to make sure that it was nowhere to be found because it's really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I like to listen to remind myself that like because I didn't. I think Tane Graves said this on your last episode that he didn't do anything good until he was in his 30s, and
Yeah.
I related to 100%, dude. Like
For sure.
most of the shit I created until Tired Radio started, like most of the other shit I've done has been pretty fucking trash, man.
Yeah.
So, so everyone's on their own timeline. So if you're out there and you're like in your fucking 30s or even 40s or whatever, and you're like, oh man, I'll never make anything good. Don't give up.
You can't give up. You gotta write out the bad,
Exactly. I think Tom Petty didn't fucking write anything good until his 30s or 40s either. Like, I mean, it is what it is. I sure wish like I was better in my 20s, and because touring now is kind of hard. My back hurts, my knees hurt.
Yeah.
I fucking tore my what is this? Is it the meniscus or my AC? I don't know. Whatever in my knee.
In your knee. Yeah.
Like years at a show like 4 years ago, and it's still every time we play, it hurts so bad. So like, yeah, it sucks that this shit came in my 30s, but I'm just glad it came at all, man. Because I had given up on the dream of like being in a touring band. I was like, I wanted it my whole life, and then it just never happened. And then until it happened, and I was like, let's fucking go. So I'll do this as long as I can, man.
Yeah. You buy the ticket, take the ride,
Oh yeah, baby.
That guy said. Yeah, I'll go to like local shows and be talking to like a local band that was playing, and they'll be like, yeah, we want a tour, but I'm just like, but what? Yeah, go on. Like,
Yeah,
what? Yeah, it's like
but
you can just go out, man. It's easy. Well, it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's you just
well,
message
I mean,
people and
that's the
you
thing.
yeah,
It now it is pretty easy, dude. There's really not much of an excuse unless it's like financial or something. But
yeah,
like, when I was growing up playing in bands in high school, there was no social media. It wasn't so
yeah,
easy to like book a tour.
yeah. You gotta call
Whereas
people. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, what? On my landline or bleep
yeah.
them on I had a Nextel. I don't know if you
Oh hell yeah.
remember.
Yep.
Exactly. But now it's like you have access to everything right in front of you. You reach
Yeah.
out to bands in different states, venues in different states. All of our tours are DIY. So, I do. I mean, look, I guess it isn't easy. It's if you're gonna book, it's a full time job. I mean, it took
Right.
me like
Yeah.
3 months of like 8 hours a day messaging and to set up our last US run. And
Yeah.
so, oh yeah, this is a great fucking segue to say if any booking agents are listening to this, please help me. I'm dying over here. Like doing these DIY tours is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Um, it's a lot of work. But if you want it, if that's what you want, then just fucking do it. Put in the work. Message people. Start small. Do a weekender, but you can get out there and do it. Like that's more than ever. Like very
Yeah.
much a possibility for any band. You don't even have to be good. I don't think you can be a shit band, dude. You can still go out and play shows
Yeah,
all
you
over.
know, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's yeah. I think we're saying the same thing where it's like, yeah, you just message these people. The
That's it.
worst thing is they will not respond. Which is
That's
a
it.
no. But
Yeah, yeah. That's fear of rejection. Don't let that stop you. I mean, just
yeah, man.
reach out. I mean, and like, just tell a band that you'll help them play a show in your hometown, and
That's
like,
it. Yep.
pay it forward. And it's a beautiful thing. I mean, I have such a love hate relationship with like the industry, like what technology has done to music, because it's helped
Yeah.
it so much. It's helped little bands like ours so much,
Yeah.
but it's also hurt little bands like ours so much. So I don't know. Take the good with the
Yeah.
bad, I guess.
Very, very double edged for sure.
It really truly is, man.
Well,
It really is.
well, it's all fun, this weird little punk rock community, of traveling misfits that, we meet in
It's
one part of the
beautiful.
country or whatever, and then, now we're buddies.
I know. I mean, that's what I always say. I mean, I feel like a broken record at this point, but like more than anything, like that this band, more than the music, more than anything, the community that this scene has helped bring to my life is like the most important thing in the world. And like
Yeah.
I grew up playing in punk bands, or one punk band in high school. We were together all throughout from like 14 to 21.
Yeah.
Um, and I was such a huge part of the scene back then. And I grew after that band broke up. I just kind of grew away from the scene, from punk. I had a
Yeah.
foyer. I was like DJing house music for a while. I mean, I never stopped listening to punk, but I just like I wasn't a part of the scene for many years, most of my
Mm.
20s. And coming back to the punk scene, like getting back in with this band, it clicked. I was like, oh, this is who I'm supposed to. This is who I've always been. Like this
Yeah.
scene, this community that punk rock gives, like, um, is so important to me. So I don't know. I fucking love it, dude. I don't know. I like all these indie bands and stuff. Like good on them. And I'm like, come play punk show. I was talking to a friend who's in like a indie alt electronic kind of band, and I was like, yeah, we'll play tours, and like the local bands will like give us the money for the night, because we're the
Yeah.
touring band. Like, and I didn't
Right.
realize like that. I didn't realize like that's like solely a punk thing. Like my friend's band was like, that would never happen in
Right.
our community.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah,
no
dude.
community there, where it's like
No.
we look out for each other. I mean, I remember the last tour we did, that we were having, it wasn't looking good financially.
Right. Yeah.
And then we had a great show down in Gainesville, not during Fest, but
Yeah.
U Vandal was like the local
Oh yeah.
headliners who I love those boys. And at the end of the night, they were like, here's like the $500. And I was
Yeah.
like, thank you. Like that was such a huge help because like the night before, I think we played Nashville and we made $0. So
Yeah.
it was just like a massive, massive help. And those things, same thing. Like those boys come through New York, and if they book a show with us, every cent it goes to them. You just kind of
Yeah.
pay it forward. It's hard to be on tour. It's expensive to be on tour. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's beautiful, dude. This goddamn scene.
Yeah, I've had some friends who have played in like uh the backup band for like a Nashville country person, and they're like,
Right.
God, it's so fucking cutthroat and weird compared to like playing punk shows. But
It like most musicians that play in bands outside of punk. I mean, I don't want to like turn anyone
yeah,
off
we're
here,
not.
but
Yeah,
like there's like egomaniacs and like everyone. I don't know. Like I've had
yeah,
experiences with that, and just like watching other friends bands who aren't in the punk scene and the way their shows go. Like they'll show up to it like none of the bands even talk to each other at the shows and shit. Like I don't know. It's very weird, but
right.
I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want to exist in that world. I wouldn't want to exist in any other world than the world where every October I go down to Gainesville, Florida,
There you go.
and
That's
I
right.
can't walk 5 seconds down the street without wanting to give someone a big fucking hug, and
Yeah,
like just like everybody lifting you up and
yeah.
supporting you. It's beautiful. Speaking of which, are you planning to go to Fest this year or what?
Maybe. I don't know.
Were you there
I might.
last year?
Yeah, I was.
You were,
I was
right?
with the good friend boys.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Fest is like it's my favorite weekend in the world now. It's just the best,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's hard to explain to somebody who hasn't been or doesn't do this sort of music, Yeah.
Yeah, my high school band mates that I've talked about previously are still like some of my best friends in the world. We have a group chat
Yeah.
together, we talk often, and they've never been to Fest. And I was like, guys, you got to come to Fest. Like,
Yeah.
it's the greatest. It's the greatest. I know that they'll love it.
Yeah.
But it's just about two of them like have kids now,
Oh
and
yeah.
another one lives in fucking Colorado. So it's hard, but like I've
Yeah.
already started. I texted them a week ago trying to prepare, like, come on, we have like
You're
8
right.
months, 9 months to prepare to
Yeah.
get your shit sorted, get your babysitters sorted. Let's go.
Yeah.
You guys got to go to Fest this year. And I don't even
Yeah.
know if we're playing yet. I submitted, but I haven't heard back. But I'll be there regardless. I
Yeah.
would never miss it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure they'll listen to this, boys.
Yeah.
Get your shit together. Let's go.
Tony, other Tony, get on it. Get your
Yeah,
shit together. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony, if you're listening, shoot me an email. We'd love to come back.
Yeah.
That night last year was a dream come true for us, man. It was the best show we've ever played as a band ever.
Yeah, it was sick.
So I would love to do it again.
Hopefully they fixed the AC though, because that
Oh
was
my God.
terrible. I couldn't breathe in there.
I got real sick as soon as we were done, man. I had to rush to the back of the van and I threw up and I was like laying there shaking. I got like heat exhaustion or some shit,
man.
dude. It was gnarly, but I mean, worth it.
Like, yeah, dude, it was sick.
I've always said if I'm gonna die at some point soon, I hope it's on stage.
On stage,
doing what I love, man.
There you go, man. Well, shit, yeah, Tony, we've gone for 50-ish minutes.
We did it, man. We made it through.
Did it. Do you have anything you'd like to say to throw out, promote, or what have you?
Yeah, what can I say? When is this coming out? I just don't want to promote something that's already.
I'll put it out on this Thursday.
Oh, okay, cool. Quick turnaround. If you are, we're laying pretty low live for March because I'm moving. But if you're in or around New York towards the end of April, um, there's a wonderful weekend of music happening in Brooklyn or Queens, technically, called Music Fest here. It's we're playing that on Saturday, April 27th. All day fest type of festival in New York. Gonna be awesome. I'm literally texting with Jose from Makewar about possibly doing a tour that week in Virginia, Philly, Baltimore. So that might be coming to fruition in April. So look out for that. We're going to be in Europe with, I can't say, I
But
almost
you
just.
got the Booze Cruise is live,
We
though,
got
right?
Booze Cruise. We're going to be
Yeah.
doing a tour with a band that hasn't been announced yet, so I guess I'm not allowed to say anything, but look out
Metallica.
for that.
Yeah.
We're going to be going from Denmark, from Copenhagen through Norway, Sweden, through Germany. So if you're an international European listener, if you had options, we're coming your way in May. And yeah, look out for the new record coming out probably in September of this year.
Okay.
If I could, if the universe gives me artwork.
Yeah, Camp Pennsylvania. That's live,
Oh,
right?
fuck yeah, dude, thank you,
Yeah.
man. This is what I'm talking about. My brain is fried. I need you. Camp Pennsylvania in July. That is I think the weekend of July 5th. That's in Pennsvillia.
Somewhere in Pennsylvania.
Somewhere in Gilbert, maybe, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
3 days of camping and punks, and very excited for that. And yeah, one more time, if you're a booking agent, please reach out, because I'm old and tired, and I can't book these tours for very much longer. And I think that sums it all up, dude. And,
10 more years, 20 more years.
And don't be worried about what comes after death. And me and Michael will see you on the other side.
That's right, baby. All right, Tony, stay on for a minute, but
For sure, dude.
You had options and you decided to talk to me, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, actually, I had no other options today.
Don't tell the people. Don't
No,
tell the people that, Tony.
there's nowhere else I'd rather have been, man. Thanks for
What's